Charles III has formally been proclaimed Britain's new king by the Accession Council in a history-laden ceremony following the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. The ceremony, televised for the first time, is a centuries-old formality to recognise the new king's sovereignty, even though he automatically became monarch after the Queen's passing on Thursday. But after the passing, the longest-serving monarch of the United Kingdom after the passing of the Queen on the 8th of September, the reign has now been passed on to her eldest son Charles, the former Prince of Wales, and while he awaits his coronation, he will henceforth be addressed as King Charles III and will be conferred with all the powers the late Queen held as head of state of the British constitutional monarchy.
The new monarch of England, King Charles III, being escorted by the Accession Council to the throne room at the St. James Palace for oath-taking.
I, Charles III, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Charles promising to follow the advice of the Privy Council while executing his duties as the head of state.
Do faithfully promise and swear that I shall inviolably maintain and preserve the settlement of the true Protestant religion as established by the laws made in Scotland. I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty which have now passed to me. In taking up these responsibilities, I shall strive to follow the inspiring example I have been set in upholding constitutional government and to seek the peace, harmony and prosperity of the peoples of these islands and of the Commonwealth realms and territories throughout the world.
Among the witnesses to the accession to the throne, his son, now Prince of Wales William, and Queen Consort Camilla. The new king then approved a series of proclamations, including the day of the funeral of the Queen being declared a bank holiday by Penny Mordaunt, the Master of Ceremonies.
Appointing the day of Her late Majesty's state funeral as a bank holiday in England, Wales and Northern Ireland.
This was the second part of the elaborate ceremony, which started at 10 a.m. British Standard Time on Saturday in the picture gallery with the announcement of the death of the Queen.
My lords, it is my sad duty to inform you that Her Most Gracious Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, has passed away on Thursday,
followed by the proclamation that Charles is the new king, approved by the Accession Council on the stage. The Privy Council, comprising 200 members, including MPs, former Prime Ministers and members of the clergy, present in the room listening to the announcement. Present at the event were current Prime Minister Liz Truss and former Prime Ministers including Boris Johnson, Theresa May, Gordon Brown, Tony Blair and David Cameron.
To bless His Majesty with long and happy years to reign over us. God save the King!
God save the King!
As the historic event taking place after 70 years was televised for the first time, the traditional reading of the proclamation from the balcony was also carried out. The Garter King of Arms reading the first and principal proclamation from the balcony above Frary Court.
3 cheers for His Majesty the King! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
The flags at half-mast were raised briefly as the new king took over, but moved back to the position of state mourning till the funeral of the Queen. With this, the transition has been announced and sealed. The end of an era, the start of a new one. Bureau Report, NDTV.